Yeah, I'm gonna go. They're searching through boxes and stuff, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah, they're rummaging around.
You know what? Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna go up to them as Kestrel and be like, "Hey, hey guys, what are you doing? What are you catching those roaches for?"
And I'm also just kind of standing behind her and watching her interact with the kids right now.
And as you do, so it's a young boy and a young girl, and the young boy is he's got the box. It's a little metal box with like a little slide lid on top, and the younger girl is the one who was like hopping around. And as you guys approach, they both kind of stand back, and the younger girl actually kind of like takes up a defensive position to guard like the boy, and she's just like, "What do you want? Leave us alone. They're all roaches."
I don't want them. I just want to know what you're doing with them. You gonna eat them?
And the little boy goes, "Ew, no." And the girl goes, "We're not gonna eat them. That's gross. No, we catch them, and then they pay us for them."
Why would they pay you for
Who
that?
pays you for roaches?
And
Are they gonna eat them?
the little boy.
Someone's gonna eat these roaches.
Someone's eating. Kestrel has made her mind up. These are made
roaches.
for eating.
We're gonna have a frog beast man. And he's
And the little boy goes, the gods, they pay us for them." And the little girl's like, "Yeah, the gods pay us for them. They say that they're pests. What's the word?" And he goes, evasive. The evasive species. The evasive species. She goes, "Yeah, they're an evasive species, and they're not allowed to be here in the city, so they pay us to get rid of them."
Oh, I don't want your roaches. I've got my own. But can I see what this one looks like? I just want to see.
And the little boy kind of holds the box real close, and he goes, "If they get out, we have to catch them again." And she goes, "Yeah, and they're really tough too. You can smash them and break them, and then they come back together. It's no good."
They come back together?
And she goes, "Yeah, they're like little. They come from the place with all the ghosts. You know, Keslov, the place, the city. They come in with all the other boxes and stuff, I guess, and then they get out, and then they cause problems." And she kind of looks at the boy, and he goes, Yeah, that's what the man said. He said that there's too many of them if they're here, so we gotta catch them, and then they pay us for them." And she goes, Yeah, that was what it was."
Okay. So come from different place, and the guards don't like them. Okay.
And they both nod. They go, Yeah.
Can I pay you for one? I got some money in my
I was
back
gonna
pocket,
ask
right?
how much are they paying you for these roaches?
I'm pretty sure Gunelf gave you money.
Yeah.
I have money.
And they look at
I'm willing to invest Kestrel right now to get a get a roach.
And and they look at each other, and she's like, "All right, 15 zenit for a roach."
That's a good. I don't actually know if it's a good deal. I don't know what money is really.
So I'm kind of rooting around in my pouch a little bit, pretending like I'm kind of counting them. And I go,
I pull out all of my money.
"How much do you have?"
$100.
Oh my god, no! I was gonna haggle. Kestrel.
I just hold out my all of my money, and I'm like, "Is this enough?"
And the little girl's like, You want just one? We could give you some more."
No, one's good.
Albus, now is where you should.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. I'm gonna put my paw on Kestrel's shoulder and be like, hold on.
Okay, what's wrong?
Let me talk to him real quick.
Okay, all right. And I put my money away.
Okay.
And the little boy, as you're much bigger and taller, the little boy scoots behind the little girl even more.
Okay.
And yeah.
I want to kind of crouch down to try and get closer to their level, so I'm not so imposing and intimidating. And I want to say, let me tell you what. What if I give you 10 Zenit for just one of the roaches?
And they kind of look at each other and they're like, well, the little girl speaks up. She goes, well, that's what the gods pay us. I suppose that'd be fine.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, she was about to give us 100.
Yeah, right?
10? Are you kidding?
Wait, you're just gonna pay it, let it out so you can see it, and then they're gonna catch it again for the money?
No, they're giving me the roach.
Yeah. So I
guess, yeah.
So I kind of just like, okay, and I start reaching into my pouch to try and grab out the 10 Zenit. And then I also want to kind of like gesture Kestrel to come forward so she can grab the roach.
Yeah, I hold my hands out expectantly, I'm ready to catch it.
Okay.
And then I kind of just hold my paw out and I have the Zenit in my hand and I just want to kind of give it to either the girl or the boy. I'm not sure which one is.
The little girl holds out her hands to take the money.
I just want to drop the coins.
You do, and she counts them all out to make sure there's 10. And then she gives the boy a nod, and he's sort of like, okay, but if you can't keep it and we catch it again, it's ours, okay? And then he like slides a little metal case open and he kind of gives the box a little bit of a jiggle and like two of them go to scoot out and he closes it really quick. One of them scoots out and kind of like flops onto the floor. And the little girl kind of like, she's got the hands full of her money and she grabs the money in one hand and slops down on the other one. And the other roach that was trying to get out, as he slams it shut, you can see that it definitely just like cricks it in half a little bit. But even though it does, it's still like kind of like trying to move or whatever. And he goes, "No, get back!" And he like jams it back in the little tube and kind of like slams it in there and then closes it up. And so then with her other hand, she kind of squeezes and like she's definitely squeezing maybe a bit too hard to not harm this roach. But then she holds out her hand to you, Kestrel, and goes, "Okay, you ready?"
Dex check.
Yeah.
Okay. Dex check.
No, that's my worst stat.
Okay, I'm gonna need. It's got to be like at least a Dex and a Might check or something.
That's fucked up, man. All right. I gotta use this cursed roller too.
I love this music for this.
Yeah, it's very intense.
It's so intense.
We got information. How'd you guys do? Well, we got scammed.
We almost got scammed.
I'm trying. Sorry, they don't have a
Wait,
thing for a preset, so I gotta make it.
Inventory. Roach.
All right.
Most Dex and
YOLO. 7.
Oh.
Hold on. This is worth it. That 1 is getting re-rolled. What is the one? It's a D6. Well. R/D6. Correct? No.
A/R space D6.
I just
Check that.
Nice.
There we go. Give me that roach.
That's 11.
Give me that roach.
Okay. What is that in total?
Oh, that's
11.
an 11.
Okay. So she kind of drops it into your hand, and once the roach lands, there's a moment where it doesn't really know where it is, and you like, I assume you like cup your hands or something.
Yeah.
You gotta cup your hands,
going nowhere.
and it almost makes it out. It literally like goes to scurry and almost makes it out, and to the point where you're like, and you have to like kind of like reallocate your hand, and you're almost afraid you're going to like hurt the roach, I assume.
Yeah.
But you have to get a little forceful with it as it's trying to like scurry out from between your fingers, and then like you kind of like shove it back in a little bit and like try to like readjust and recup real quick. But yeah, you have a roach in your hand now. Yeah.
Is there any way that I could like just kind of like let it poke its little head out or something, and look at it without any of its legs getting out? Is that a thing I can do?
You could. It's. I mean, it's not like. Yeah, you could do like a little. You want to do a little like. Oh, I want to look inside. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You do that, and it. I mean, it takes the bait. As soon as it sees the light, it tries to like scurry out, basically. But it isn't quite able to do that. You sort of make sure you squeeze your hands. It looks like, and as soon as you start futzing with it, the two little kids are like, "All right, we're gonna go now," and then they start like going to leave. So unless you guys stop,
can I stop them real quick and ask them?
Sure.
I just want to say thank you, little ones, for the roach. What do the guards do with the roaches after you give them to them?
And the little boy goes, they kill them. They use their magic to make sure that they stay dead.
Huh.
And then the little girl is just like, she's like, well, we got business to do, so we're gonna go now.
All right, best of luck on your roach catching.
And they
wait,
nod.
hold on. Wait, where? What guards? Where? Where are you paying? I want to.
I have a roach to give them.
And they run off. They can't be giving you their secrets. They gotta make money off of it.
Oh, okay. I got a roach. What does it look like? It looks like just a roach, or?
So it looks like a roach. However,
the roach is a roach.
There is like well, I mean, if you want to be like specific, what, like an American roach, I suppose.
Is it the same color as like a normal roach, or is it like a?
No, it is not.
So long as it's not a German roach, those things are terrible for your house.
What's the American cockroach? Am I making this up? I'm gonna start making. I'm just over here. Yeah, the like big American cockroaches, like the big kind of the big wide ones, sort of. You know, they're kind of circular, kind of wings on the back or whatever. The difference though is that it's got this gray, almost like stonish, not quite, but almost like really muted pallor to it. And there is almost like I mean, it's hard to see the rest of it, but like it definitely looks muted is the best way to describe it. It looks faded, almost like, I don't know, it was run through like a monochrome thing or whatever. Like any color or vibrancy or life that might have once been in it, it's not there anymore. It's not a thing. But like it does appear to be moving. It is appearing to like go about its business as a roach.
Feeling this wiggle around in her hands.
Yeah. I'm just like,
It is wiggling. It's moving.
I just want to look.
In fact, as its little head's poking out. Its head is poking out, and it's looking at you, at the two of you. It's just sort of looking. Yeah. It's
I was going to look down at Kestra and be like, "Are you happy with your roach?"
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I got it. It's a little weird looking though, right? I don't know. I don't really have roaches where I'm from.
I was gonna say, do you have anything to compare it to?
I don't. It doesn't feel. Does it feel alive?
Okay.
Does it feel? Can I tell if it's made of flesh? Because maybe.
Ghost roach.
So it is. That's a great question. It's physical, so like you're holding it.
Yeah.
But you want to know if it's made of.
But is it like sharp, for example? No flesh and blood, but definitely living in some capacity? Or is it like alive, made out of flesh and blood?
Are you trying to use like your magic to suss out what it's made out of?
I don't know. What are you going to do to do that? Is that how I'm going to have to do it? Because I'll do it.
You're going to bleed on this bug.
I'm going to bleed on the bug.
No, okay. So let's put it this way: use it, reaching out with your druidic senses. Okay, my hands are waving right now because that's what's happening. You can detect that as much as this thing is moving about and whatever, it's not alive. It like is alive. You can detect that there is. It's like, I mean, it's clearly moving. It's clearly going about whatever it is, but like to call it a living thing is like maybe not 100% accurate per se. You're not really sure. Like it clearly seems to be going about all of the usual means of moving about, and like you can even detect like all of its little insides are like moving, but there's something about it that doesn't seem quite that same sort of feeling of like a soul trapped in a suit that you kind of do feel with Sharp is also the feeling that you get with this little roach here to a certain degree.
Oh. And I kind of tell.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna tell. I tell Albus. I'm like, kind of feels like a sharp bug, like it's like it acts like it is alive, but
And the bug is still sticking out of her hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Its little head. It's looking at you guys now.
Okay.
It's not very sure what's going on, but it seems to realize that it's not being crushed, but it's being looked at. So it's looking at you guys.
Okay.
It doesn't really understand what's happening.
As Kestrel is telling me this, I want to like bend down, look at her hand, and look at the roach.
I hold it up for
There
him.
we go. I haven't seen a roach up close before.
Okay. It's kind of ugly.
I was gonna say.
Oh, it's an ugly bug?
I mean, I don't want to discriminate against all bugs, but, I don't think roaches are particularly attractive, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm pretty sure Kizif might be able to talk with this bug.
That's a little weird. I think we should show everybody my bug. I would like to
from
have
one
that,
of my
yeah.
many packs that I have around my waist belt, one of them is empty, and I want to take one off and give it to Kestrel so she can keep the roach inside of it.
Okay. If
Is
we
it
put
white?
it in there, I don't know if I can catch it again.
I'll hold it open while you carefully put it in the bag.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm like
All
holding
right.
it open like this.
Are you just
Dex
gonna,
check.
okay, so you're
Dex
just,
check.
are you putting the roach in just a bag?
Well, in one of my leather pouches that I have.
I have apothecary bottles. Maybe you wait for
We
me.
should put it in the bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair point.
So it's got off from
Put my
somewhere
pouch
off
back on.
screen.
Yeah.
I have bottles somewhere.
I mean, I know Gunoff's got bottles. You know.
So you'll just.
I'll probably just suggest that instead.
She's gonna be very
Okay.
careful and walking around like this the whole time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just got my little bug. Just go show the others.
Okay.
And by now
You
we
do
have to
go
have come back
and-
out.
Yeah, so by this
So you see
point,
us,
you
we-
guys come
we're
back
walking
out
back.
and you notice that it's just Rosalind and Sharp. Both of them just sort of taking in the scenery, stewing on their own thoughts. And then Kestrel and Albus come up and they look rather excited
Yeah.
about something, and Kestrel seems to have something in her
So
hands.
we'll say like, how'd it go out here?
I got a bug.
We caught a roach, or we got a roach.
I
bought a
got a
roach.
really weird bug.
You caught a roach. Okay.
Technically, we bought it.
Great. Oh,
Okay.
even better.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
It's like, well, and then I kind of like, well, it's like a weird bug. It's like a sharp bug, like sharp.
Like
man,
Nah.
Sharp has been
Oh,
so
oh,
dragged
like-
this episode, and
like-
she's not even
She's
here.
been so quiet. It's weird.
She's so quiet.
I was gonna say something to her when it was just the two of us, but she's not here, so
Yeah, I know. So Rosalind, I will say, as soon as she starts talking about it being a weird roach or a sharp roach, you are well aware that Keslov has a problem with things called, well, they call rev roaches or revenant roaches. And they are essentially pests that when the big like pyrolite explosion happened and the whole city, like all the people got turned into to ghosts, and after all that fallout had happened, all of that necrotic energy that sat, a lot of the pests, especially the roaches, were just seeped in that necrotic energy and effectively just became little tiny like zombie necrotic like facsimiles of how they were in life. They can breed, although they're basically just making more zombies because they were kind of alive at the time. They don't really have like a soul, but they've got their animal spirit that gives them animation. They are incredibly hard to kill. You can smash one and it'll just sort of like cobble itself up together because of how it remembers it should look and function. Like they are, to call it a pest would be like an understatement because they are almost impossible to kill without using magic to to essentially send the spirit on and break it off from the body. They are a nuisance in Keslov, but they are such a nuisance that they've given up any hope of ever getting rid of all of them in Keslov. It's not feasible. But it would make sense that here in Lighthaven, you should probably not see too many of them, and they should probably not want them to take root, because they definitely they're no bueno. They're roaches. I mean, they're no worse than any other roaches. They'll eat stuff and get into things and yada yada. But yeah, she's talking about it. You would certainly have the light bulb in your head that you probably know exactly what this is. So yeah.
Ah, revenant roaches. This place is like home.
Lots of evasive species at home?
Evasive, yes.
Evasive, yeah. That's what I hold it up to Roslyn.
Sure enough, this is a rev roach. She's got one in her hand.
Well, I see why little Keslov gets the name. It has a lot of the trappings of home on a smaller scale.
And then I guess at this point, Gunoff will pull up an apothecary bottles, so you don't have to keep it in your hand.
Oh, I want to. Okay, I just kind of go up to Gunoff and I'm like, "Do we want to keep it?
We can keep it,
like a pet."
Yeah.
Okay. You holding the bottle up to me?
I like how we're gonna get busted at customs because we're trying to transport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it a clear bottle?
Yeah,
or
trying
is
to fly to Hawaii with
It is a clear bottle,
no.
yes. A clear apothecary bottle.
So who was selling the roaches? Why were we buying the roaches?
Some children were running around and catching roaches to sell to the guards. Guards want to get rid of them. They destroy them with some kind of magic.
Interesting.
I'm surprised that this wasn't caught in customs. They aren't doing inspection on things that are coming through.
The kids told us it was a problem. Apparently, these things just are all over, and they're trying to control it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering if there's certain shipments that aren't being inspected, and that's where these things are coming from.
Customs?
Seems very likely.
Customs it's a group of people that they take a look at things coming into the city and making sure that they're okay, and if they're not okay, then it's not allowed in the city.
Oh, okay. Kind of get it. Like how we kill all the curious beast in my forest. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the guards are able to get rid of them in some way. There's so many of them back home. I think we've just sort of given up on them, but I wonder what means they have to do it.
I'm not sure if they're staying ahead of the roach problem or what, but the kids were very excited. It seemed to have caught quite a bit. They wouldn't tell us which guards.
Are we doing any sort of roll to catch the bug in the bottle?
Let's
Okay.
put it in the bottle. Oh God, no! I want to keep it.
We're gonna have all 6 of us
Let's see
jumping
here.
on the bug.
Yes, catch that bug.
We're not letting this thing
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna make a roll for the bug.
He reached
It's
out
gonna
with
be
his
a
phantom
contested
arm.
roll, but you guys are gonna have to do a little group check here, okay? Yeah, who's your leader? Who's your leader? Gunolf or Kestrel with the bug in the bottle?
Who's got?
I got the most decks.
And you know what? I'll let you take that. That makes sense from a logical perspective, in my opinion.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a support check from you, Kestrel. Okay, it's same thing. That's a dex and a might from you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Okay.
That's not
Come
enough to help.
on.
That's not enough to help him out.
Come on,
Come on,
Gunoff.
Gunoff.
Okay, and what am I doing? Is it
Dex
also
might.
Dex Might?
Dex and might. Is anyone else making sure this bug doesn't escape?
I will help.
Albus
come
probably
on.
will.
I
yeah.
will help.
Okay, make a check
Also,
in
Dex
there.
might.
Dex might.
Got it.
You're trying to beat 10.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think
Well,
we'll
it's a
do
dex
mine.
dex.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the dex
Aw.
and dex. Okay, why? Why? I did dex might.
Wait, no,
I
it does
clicked
say
Dex.
there's a D10 and a D6 from on the roll though. So
Oh, that is.
Yeah. So you're
I
fine.
don't know why it says that.
Okay.
But Albus, let's get your roll as well.
That's a 8 and a 6. The
I
only
don't
one
know
that
why
I
it's-
could re-roll to get higher is the 8.
It's weird that it even says Dex there. I wonder
That
what
is
you're pulling
that
that
is
from.
weird.
I'm not seeing Dex Might.
You gotta
Yeah,
make it
it's got to be a
custom.
configurable.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm asking for things that are usually attacks. So
But it's good. We can't have everything be insight and willpower.
It's true.
I mean,
That's like the persuasion of D&D.
Well,
It's a 7.
okay. Well, you don't get any pluses. Kestrel and Albus are unfortunately not able to help in this situation. But as Kestrel kind of holds her hands up to where the roach is and goes to sort of like nudge it up to the bottle, the roach for a second thinks it might have freedom, and it goes to like scuttle out, and it goes to like crawl out, and it kind of hops from Kestrel's hand to leap and make it to the floor, but you scoop it up in your bottle.
Dang,
and
you
manage to
oh
get it.
gone
Just
off.
Yo,
It's just a little bit of insight on how quick Gunoff used to be.
Yeah.
You beat its roll by and the 14 was quite good. So
Yes.
but yeah, so now and then once it's there, you put a little. I assume you put a thing on the top. You put something on the top.
Little cork,
Cork?
or glass cork.
I sort of pat his shoulder and look up at him like smiling real big, like great catch.
And
so
then,
yeah, now
and then I'll hand it back to you. It's like, for you.
Thank you. I'm gonna put it with probably my fork and
I
my
will
multi-tool.
tie it up beforehand with some string to make sure it doesn't open.
Okay, cool.
do you have a name for
Let's
your
go in
little
my
roach?
backpack. I don't have a name for it yet,
Okay.
but I am gonna name
Nice.
it.
Hell yeah.
okay.
He
So
might
you've
just
got
be
a rev-
named Roach, though.
I like
You have a
Roach.
Rev
Roach is
Roach
actually
in a
cool
bottle.
name.
Papa Roach.
Okay.
Papa Roach.
Papa.
His last
Roach.
resort.
I mean, Gudolf and I got to lead unless there's more with the roach we want to do.
I mean, it's a compelling narrative.
No, I'm good. I'm just looking at my Roach. You know.
So
To be distracted until that roach somehow mysteriously gets out.
yeah, we Dr. Zorvo, kind of I would not categorize as a happy man, gave us a card to Sun's Rest, but it's just a symbol of this cog. Do you guys recognize this? And I show it to the group.
I wouldn't. Sorry. Gosh, recognize? I would say none of you recognize. Gunolf, you maybe have the smallest chance, but that's like I need a double insight check.
Okay.
Oh well, you blew it on the roach. So.
Hell yeah.
No, that was
That
just
roach is
that
going to come in
was just-
crucial at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
inspect, or rather the I guess it would be recall. Okay. It'd be
So, It's
a
9. yeah?
9.
So
Yes.
no, you do not recognize it.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah.
Don't you have 50,000?
I do have
Those-
50,000 of those Fabula points that I could also
Oh,
put
yeah,
into
use
this. Should I just bump it up to 10
Ooh.
or re-roll the
Let's
2?
see.
Did you have to call upon a bond though for the bumping, or
It's call upon a bond for the bump, or call upon your trait or something
for the reroll?
Trade for reroll.
for the
yeah.
reroll.
But like, what bond would you use?
I don't know if I could
Yeah.
Re-roll the 2.
re-roll the 2.
I have faith in you.
I call upon the trait that Gunolf lives in this city, and he has frequently been to the House of Knowledge for curiosity's sake. He's a curious boy, and that's where you find the knowledge.
Boy.
Not for long.
Who's curious?
All right, so roll a d8.
Well,
Ah!
So you do not
he's a
recognize
curious
the
boy who went to the House of Knowledge and
Forgot
Took a
everything.
nap.
What's a cog?
like a
What's that?
yeah. I don't know if it's like the Well, I feel like I should not
It's
Gunnoff
only
be
in
telling
his
you what a
hand.
cog is.
He has a clockwork hand.
Exactly. So, okay. Well, maybe you don't know the cog. Do you know where? Have you heard of the Sun's Rest?
A little bit about it.
So Gunnoff, you do know Sun's Rest. It is, to call it like, so there the many sections of the city. One of them is basically a very large cemetery. That is what Sun's Rest is. It does house the quote unquote House of the Dead. There's like a House of Knowledge, and then there's the House of the Dead. So like when it comes to honoring, revering the dead and whatnot, the sort of religious area for that is located there. But there are numerous other smaller crypts, for individual families or just individuals, all over Sun's Rest. It is basically it's a hilled area, that is basically just a mass sort of graveyard, not in like the bad way, but like it's a very large cemetery, and it actually is situated geographically right next to Little Keslov. That may just be a bit of I'd call it racial bias, but it's not really that. It's more like cultural bias that they put the Keslovians over by where they store their dead. Whether that is on purpose or not is, I guess, unclear. But yeah, so it's actually about as long as it took for you guys to walk from the Welcome Inn to Little Keslov. It's about as far away from Little Keslov as maybe 15-minute walk over to Sun's Rest. It's not that far.
So I would just explain the guy, the doctor seemed like he was on the up and up. But this, he only sold legit goods. He gave us a tip for maybe some things that were sort of off market or more advanced, which seems like in line with maybe what we're looking for.
It's a bit odd, though, isn't it? I mean, on the train, Nessa talked about having not much to repay Gunnoff for what he did for her, but that she was told to come here, and he seems to only deal in wares that give money. So, I mean, maybe she just got bad information, but why would they send her here and not to the Sun's Rest in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed like a good guy. I mean, he's probably just a good reference. He had some cheaper things. He didn't give us any indication of anything nefarious. Maybe we missed it. But this is what we got from there. We can try another shop, or we can try exploring while we're here anyway. But we got Sun's Rest for. We can either go there next, or if we end up dry here.
I say let's go to Sun's Rest. It's our biggest lead as far as what's going on, and that's good place to go, and we'll most likely find what we're looking for over there.
Yeah, worst case, we find nothing. It's not far to just come back to Little Keslov.
Right.
Castro doesn't really know what's going on.
Just
Fair.
mesmerized by the bug.
Yeah.
By the bug.
And Sharp can't follow up on
They just
Leopold
like-
because she's dead.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, to Sharp, I would say my hope is we find something in Sun's Rest that can still point us in the right direction. I'm hoping these things are all intertwined in some way. And Sharp says, "Thanks, Steve. What a good idea."
Oh boy!
That is what she says. Yeah. So you guys head over to Sun's Rest?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
While we're on our way over, I kind of want to tap Rosalind on her shoulder
Oh
and kind of look up at her with a little sheepish expression and say, I hold up the roach to her again, and I'm like, I know don't always get along, but you said it reminds you of home. So I thought you look kind of sad. Maybe you want it because it reminds you of home?
It's a nice offer. It's one of the worst things about home. They kind of just get into everything. They're not... well, there's a reason why they're called evasive, as you said. They don't really harm too much, or else we probably would have tried to find better ways to get rid of them, but they just sneak into things when you're not expecting them. You have some boxes stored in the corner with some things in them, and you go and get them for the first time in months, and there's a few of them taking up rest inside, and you smash them, and they reform, and it just feels like a wasted effort.
Oh. Did I overhear any of his conversation? Sorry, not her conversation with Steve earlier, or was that totally private? Were they keeping it quiet, or could I have overheard any of it when she mentioned losing people?
For my part, I would say I wasn't screaming it, but wasn't like trying to keep it quiet.
Right.
So if you were trying to actively listen, you probably heard me.
Could I have said overheard?
Sure.
I'm just deferring to you. Well,
yes.
I didn't mean to overhear too much, but I heard you say you've lost a few things, and I think maybe it's kind of nice that this thing from home is so hard to kill. So maybe worth keeping? Just kind of hold it up.
She really wants you to take this bug.
I know.
Take the fucking bug.
Went through all that
I'll
effort to
refuse
get
the
it.
bug. I don't care. I'll keep it myself.
Roz will take it. She'll say, "It is very thoughtful of you. I wish in some ways that we humans, the ones that don't ever seem to fit in this world, were a little bit easier to kill ourselves, but that hasn't always proven to be the case over the years. Maybe we could learn something from these stupid little bugs."
I'm just kind of nodding. I mean, I don't have the same experience with the universe that maybe Roz does. But I say maybe could be a bit more tough and resilient. Anyway, just want to cheer you up.
You get like the faintest hint of something at the side of her mouth. Like it's not a smile, but at least looks like less of a frown. So maybe that's inroads.
Cool.
And she says, "Well, I'll treasure this roach, I suppose, more so because it's from you than, maybe one of these days we'll end up going to my hometown and you'll see just how many there are. You can have as many as you want."
Okay. We could share it, too, if you want.
You want me to I can hand it back if you want. If it's going to give you...
No. Keep it. It's for you.
Okay.
It's for you.
And she'll put it in her...
It's going to be like... It's like when the little kid's like, "I'll take care of the puppy," and then the parent has to do all the other work for it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna train this roach to pull
I
cards
give you a
for
responsibility.
Now I have to feed it and water it, and it's
Yeah.
going to suffocate in there, but luckily it's not alive, so it's fine.
So true. Anyway,
She'll put it in her satchel.
nice.
What would be funny is to go to Sharp and be like, "You've been quiet. What are you thinking about everything?"
Yeah, what do you think about what just happened?
Yeah.
That was really something, wasn't it?
Does anyone want to give Maisie a bit of a recap?
Yeah, just really quick. We went into Dr. Wait, I have it written down.
that
Don't
one
tell
guy.
me.
Okay.
Orzhov Zorvo.
Zorvo. and my screen went off. So this is good, anyways, to bring back the notes. Anyways, we found a clue. He only sold like legit stuff from what we could tell. So he said, go to Sun's Rest, and that will be where if you want that like off-market, black market shit. So Sun's Rest is a cemetery. It's about 15 minutes away.
Cool.
And so we're headed there. Kestrel and Albus caught a ghost roach.
Yeah.
Like a cockroach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not.
It's not a ghost. It's like
It's like you.
like an undead. It's like
So it's a little cockroach in a robot outfit?
Yes. With a little orb helmet.
Yeah, a little helmet. No.
Very
No.
cute.
Like think it, like if its exoskeleton was your suit, like it's a little roach spirit in its body going about regular roach business.
Cute.
Like a little revenant roach is what it is.
We also had this huge conversation on the way over to the doctor thing that all about how with the under these ghost lamps we get like the faintest glimmer of Steve's hand.
Ooh.
With his hand removed.
Yeah.
And then it led to this whole philosophical discussion about the nature of where humanity came from.
Nice.
And I was like, how can you guys just accept being in this limbo forever? Which I realize is probably offensive to you.
Yeah.
Someone who was caught in this limbo forever.
I am the limbo.
You are the limbo.
I am.
But you've been a little bit offended, and you've been a little bit uncharacteristically quiet over the last.
Or is it
hour.
characteristic? Because I don't talk a lot anymore.
Well, maybe it is characteristically fine. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That appointment took a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, I had a feeling it might, but that's okay. So we are headed now to Sun's Rest. You are caught up. We're going to try to learn more. We're hoping that everything is still connected, like with Leopold and the tech and this black market.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Sun's Rest is like a big cemetery, and yeah, Little Keslov had like the lights.
Can we ask?
Had like, yeah.
Sorry, Jason. You had mentioned was Gunoff the only one who might recognize the symbol because Sharp Maisie wasn't here yet, or might she know it too? Possibly.
Oh man, Sharp. I think we'd established that you have not traveled into Lighthaven often, correct?
I don't think you would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've
So
been here before, but you haven't lived here.
Yeah.
yeah, so I think only Gunoff would have been able to.
So we're headed to Sun's Rest, but we don't. It's like a giant cemetery, so we don't know where to go. So we're possibly looking for a cog or something along those lines. Or do we just ask around?
Yeah.
But
So you guys wind your way through the streets, the kind of alleys and pathways, and head over towards Sun's Rest. The sort of fogginess that overtakes a lot of Little Keslov starts to recede as you guys approach Sun's Rest. Especially in the day and everything like that. The lamps, the ghost light lamps, there are not any of them. Especially as you get closer to Sun's Rest, there are none of them. And eventually you kind of see the distinction. There is a sort of large kind of wrought iron divider that separates the city streets from what is effectively a sort of very large hilled area with all kinds of gravestones and sort of little cemetery buildings like crypts and whatnot. Sorry. So there are like gates that lead into it, but they're open. They don't appear to be they're not guarded or locked or anything of the sort. It appears to be open to the public. There's nothing preventing you from going in, but there is just that clear demarcation between basically the city of the living and where the dead are interred. But you see, even from where you guys are at this time of day, there are some people here, like in Sun's Rest. You spot an older woman kneeling down by one of the gravestones, saying something to whomever is interred there. So it's a pretty typical cemetery. You guys enter, look around, that kind of thing, I assume.
Yeah. Just keeping an eye out for now, and then we can talk to somebody if we need to.
Do we know what?
Okay.
Well,
I was thinking there would be the ghost lights, and then we'd talk to ghosts, and that's where we'd get the information.
See, well, you weren't here. So that would have been a great idea.
Could have taken one of the ghost lamps and brought it with us.
Because this would be a great place for it, a fucking cemetery.
Well, really depends on whether or not the dead want to talk to their loved ones like that.
Fucking better.
Some might consider that not okay, especially a lot of the beast folk and otherwise. But, maybe those kinds of services are offered someplace close by. Who knows? Anyway, make me an insight check, everybody, as you were walking about Sun's Rest.
That's what I'm best at.
Yo, same. Kill me.
Damn,
Okay,
double
Something
crit.
Something is broken on mine. Is my dex keeps on appearing, but it is not my dex.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 3.
Damn, amazing.
Yeah.
I critted.
I'm a ghost. I know what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah.
Albus has a double 8.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Can people hear me?
Yeah. Albus got a crit, so he gets an opportunity.
Albus actually critted. Yeah, I was gonna say. So, that is, which we can go back over. Do you remember what you can do with the crit?
It's a
No,
lot
you have to
of
go
them.
over it again.
It's okay. Some checks. Critical success.
5. That's a 1 and a 4.
Such a poor showing. Okay. So a couple of you notice this.
Yeah, the 2 16s.
But
and a
before we go
14.
into that,
So
the 16s and the 14,
Yeah.
you guys notice it.
Mhm.
But we got to resolve the crit because that could kind of change this.
Okay.
So, Albus, Peter, you can spend it to do a couple things. There's advantage, which is the next check performed by you or an ally gets a +4 bonus. I don't know why you do this, but there's affliction. A creature suffers, dazed, shaken, slow to weakened. I don't know why you do that.
That goes past.
How about
you
that
can
lady?
create a bond. You can. There's bonding. You create a bond towards someone or something, or
Okay.
add an emotion to one of your existing bonds. Faux pas. You choose a creature present in the scene. They make a compromising statement. Favor. Your actions earn you someone's support or admiration. Information is you spot a useful clue or detail. The game master may tell you what it is, or you can ask, or you can introduce like that detail yourself.
Okay.
Or ask you to. I would probably ask you what it is you learn, since I already know one thing you're learning, but whatever the other thing is. An item is destroyed, lost, stolen, or left behind. I don't know, like, oh my god, the roach got out.
Yeah.
You may fill
Oh
or
my
erase,
God.
up to 2 sections on a clock. Plot twist, someone or something of your choice suddenly appears. Scan, you can discover one vulnerability or one trait of a creature that you can see. You can start scanning the roach. And unmask, you
This
can learn the
roach-
goals and motivations of a creature of your choice.
The
Also the roach. You could learn what his,
What are your
his
intentions?
motivations are.
This roast is gonna be crucial.
I like the idea this poor woman is just here, like, paying respects to a loved one, and we make her make a compromising statement.
I cheated on you.
I didn't mean to kill you.
I never loved you. Oh
Ever
God.
since I put that poison in your tea, I've missed you. Yeah.
I feel like I would do the plot every time.
The plot
The
twist.
symbol, we find it on a grave. We push it and stairs leading down his secret workshop.
Man,
Every time I
I'm
would do
just
something.
concerned
Yeah.
that there's gonna be a check coming up because we're gonna be investigating this graveyard.
Mm-hmm. And a +4 bonus is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
we
can
have
also,
plenty of
if
Fabula
you're,
points.
I
Do
mean,
we
look,
expense?
I will also say, like, creating bonds or strengthening bonds also is what helps you spend your Fabula points when you want pluses to checks. So that is also something to keep in mind long
That's
term.
true.
You can make a +1 into a +2 permanently.
Correct.
It's like half of a +4.
Yeah. That's something to keep in mind as far as that's
I
concerned.
mean, I could increase my bond with Kestrel.
Or Kiziv.
Roach buddies.
True. You
Kiss
can
him.
buy a roach together.
We bonded over
We got a
a
roach together. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna be honest. I'd do it again. Next time
Do
we
it
can eat
again.
You know, I'll admit, I put them in there for a little bit of world building. I didn't think you'd
What
buy
would
one.
happen even if you
Oh my god.
like it's alive within you?
If I increase my
Jason, can
bond
you
with
put something in front?
Kestrel, the next time that we're doing it, she does a check, and I'm assisting. I can give it. I can help her.
No, it's more so the next time anytime you invoke a bond that's specific to her, it has a better plus to it. So if you're trying to help her, or if it, there's situations
Right,
where
okay.
then, it doesn't
Yeah, when you
increase.
spend the Fabula points, if you evoke one of your traits, that's when you do the reroll.
Okay.
So it's usually supposed to be like, well, I'm a warrior, I am really accurate or something. But if you want to just add a flat amount, then the amount that you add is when you evoke one of your bonds.
Okay.
So you might say like, no, I don't want to look like a weak, so-and-so in front of Kestrel, so I'm going to stand my ground. And so then you would add whatever the plus is of your emotional bond with Kestrel, which if it doesn't exist now, then it would now be a +1. Or if it does exist now, then you could make it a +2 by adding a different emotion to it, essentially.
We had like admiration.
We have
at one
admiration,
point, I
yeah,
think,
because
right?
of our night game.
So if you wanted to do another
Yeah.
one, yeah, you could.
Loyalty.
I don't know. I'm curious about the plot.
You make a plot twist.
Yeah. I don't know, is it gonna put you too much out, Jason, if I throw a plot twist in there?
Well,
He gets
I
final
guess
say
it-
though too. So if you're like a meteor hits and wipes out
And
this
we're all dead.
half of the planet, then like I think Jason can be like, well, maybe a little smaller.
Thank God we're already at the cemetery.
Oh, so I choose the
Yeah.
plot
He
twist.
walks
Oh,
out.
God.
Well, yeah, you'd kind of want to let me know what you're looking to see as a plot twist. I mean,
Alternatively, you can make it Jason's thing, and you say, "Okay, my opportunity is information," and then you get a clue.
Oh.
yeah. So the tricky thing is you're already looking for a clue.
Yes.
Basically. So I will say it's almost a waste. I don't know if you want more clues. I suppose
We haven't even
I
investigated the
guess that's-
graveyard yet, so
Like that's what you're doing.
right.
To be clear, if you want to use the information one, I can have you figure even more out. I can have you pull like a crit, like a D&D crit, and like you're like detectiving this whole thing together real quick. We can
That'd be
do
great.
that,
We're
you
looking
know,
for a
like-
connection with Leopold and all this other tech.
Oh, we're here for Leopold. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
The cog. Okay.
Which one do you want to go with? Is that what you're leaning towards, or?
That sounds interesting. I want to make more interesting. I think we'll go that route.
Or
Let's do it.
okay,
That's great.
You want little
Detective
extra
Albus is
information.
on the case.
Yeah. Pull out my
Mhm.
magnifying glass.
So, you guys, as you're looking about the cemetery, a couple of you, the keener-eyed and less distracted of you, end up spotting that some of the gravestones have that very same cog sort of roughly painted on the back of them, almost as though somebody just like slapped a little tag on there and painted it like a little tracing thing and put it on there. And if you were to follow, you see one, you see another, you see another. It's very clear that they are going in a direction, essentially. And it's Albus, though, who, I don't know, using his keen tiger folk
Animal
senses,
sense.
animal senses, is able to sort of, looking at the cobblestone on some of the paths of the cemetery here, as well as specifically some of the missing cobblestone, so where the ground shows up on this path that you're sort of finding yourselves follow as you kind of wind your way through the sort of steeper hills of Sun's Rest. Albus notices that there are clearly like wagon like tracks, as well as a number of footprints. And while the number of footprints is maybe not it's a cemetery, people are going to show up here, there is maybe more foot traffic, more scuffs, more impressions. This is a more highly trafficked path through Sun's Rest than many of the other smaller paths that diverge. The stone is far more well worn. It is clear that people have been transporting things to and from it. The number of footprints that diverge just on the outside of the cobblestone is a little bit more than you would think. Like, how many crowds of people are going to visit at once that they would all have to walk around each other or all go in one place? Like, sure, it happens. Sure, you're going to have ceremonies and funerals and whatnot. But, like, to this quantity seems maybe a little high. So it seems like as you guys walk and wind your way through Sun's Rest, you are traversing a path that many have traversed before. You have stumbled upon more or less a network or of some sort. This is a path that many people have tread. Well known, perhaps, at least you would have to assume, amongst certain people. So, unless you've got anything else, you continue following it until you reach a crypt. Nondescript, whatever nameplate was on top of it has since been removed. But it is a stone crypt that goes deeper down into the hills of Sun's Rest. And sure enough, right on the kind of top, right around where the nameplate was, is one of those cogs kind of crudely painted on the top of it. And the sort of, as you press upon the doors that would open it, it opens up with no problem whatsoever.
In my headcanon, you smelled it with your keen chef smell.
I smelled the crypt.
You smelled the crypt.
I smelled the crypt. I smelled the rotting corpses.
And, no. The illegal materials.
Oh yeah.
So to be clear, I mean, if you wanted to have some element of smell, there is a scent on this path of, how would I even describe it? It's the kind of smell that you would have. Okay, it smells more like Gunnulf's shop, or like where he tinkers with things on this pathway, than it does any of the other paths through the cemetery. Like the smell of oils and metals, that irony kind of smell, amongst other things. The wood of like transporting things. You can easily smell that in this direction. When like you really shouldn't be able to smell that here in a cemetery. You would expect, perfumes, clothes, people, the kinds of flowers, those sorts of things. That's what you probably would expect to smell amongst the path and in the air. But that is not what you detect along the path that you guys are going.
Doug's lighting a candle for his own. Mm-hmm. Gotta get in the mood.
You gotta get in the...
Great.
Dim the lights.
I'm imagining Albus is like Geralt in Witcher 3. Yeah. Maybe it's just Sean who knows what, but like when you do the Witcher senses, it's like this red path that you see that's like, I'm smelling it. Yeah. It's really funny.
That's exactly right.
I gotta make it a spooky.
Oh shit! We are in a cemetery. I like it.
Spooky time. Time to go into the creepy crypt.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Man, I rolled so I'd be like, oh, you guys found it already? Holy cow.
We're in a cemetery?
I'm still looking at it. Wow.
Steve's just rooting around and somebody's fucking...
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. What are these flowers doing here?
Steve fell into a grave that was being dug for someone else.
Oh, damn.
All right, well, let's go.
Yeah.
Lead the way, Albus. Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
sniffing my way over.
Yeah, so who's as you open the crypt, you push open the doors, there's a stairway that goes deeper and deeper into basically into the mountainside, the hillsides of the city. And as you guys walk down this crypt, it sort of levels off at one point, and you can see that they're like into the walls of this place. There are coffins, they're crypts. They don't seem to be messed with in any way, but the back wall, however, is basically completely blown away. Doesn't even exist. And you can notice the change in stonework from what's here at the crypt to what's on the other side. And even just sort of peeking in, you can see that this crypt, from where it is, someone has blown the wall down and has gotten access to a section of the city sewer system down here. And you can hear the kind of moving and rushing water as you guys enter just that level of the crypt itself. And even just peeking in, you can already see that there is, on one of the walls down here in the sewer system, that cog is on one of the sides, further leading you guys deeper and deeper in.
Great. Let's do it. Jason, is this a game where we have to have who has a source of light?
Oh my god.
I would probably like to know what your your marching order is, and probably what kind of source of light you've got.
Rude.
That would be handy to know.
Thought this was
Do
better
these
than
folk
D&D.
have any kind of better ability of seeing in the dark?
There isn't one inherent into the game.
It's okay. We have a party member who can conjure fire at... Oh.
I'm a ghost. Does that do anything?
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Thank you for telling us.
Can you put that in your marching order notes, please, Jason?
Everyone's heard
I
that. Yes,
will.
you
You know
are
what?
sharp.
I will
Yeah.
The cockroach doesn't glow, does it?
Does the what?
Does the cockroach glow?
Oh
The
shit.
cockroach? It does not
Okay.
glow.
Oh, damn it.
I'm gonna.
That would mean that I
tap them off
glow.
and say,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I
You have a
assume
bit of a
I'm
glow to
probably
your
taking
face.
the lead since I'm the one that's like, hey, this is the
Yeah,
way to go.
you found it, and and
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd probably be
You're
like,
tapping me.
yeah, Albus Gunoff, me, or like, I'm sorry, whoever got like the higher scores,
Yeah.
and then
well, I don't know. Kestrel would probably want to be near the front, regardless.
yeah, Kestrel's probably hanging
Yeah.
out with.
Well, I'm a little creeped out. I'm gonna be honest.
okay.
I'm going into this dank little cellar. I'm
Right,
gonna like
right.
hang back next to Gunoff probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was a little like, I guess we could do this in characters. Like, are you okay? I mean, I don't know if this is anything like the prison that you were in. Are you okay?
Kind of similar, kind of same.
Are you feel-
Don't really like it.
Are you feeling tight? Is it claustrophobic?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is claustrophobic?
That's when it's too closed in. There's not a lot of space, and you're afraid of that feeling.
Don't like it much. Been in tight spaces long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Stay close to me.
Okay. And I just kind of, sidle up real close, like, and as we walk in.
I guess I'd probably head up the back. Both. It can make sense to have Albus in front and me in the back, but also like I feel like I noticed the least, so I'm the last one getting over here.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Somebody
You're
else
getting
noticed less
left
than you.
behind.
So the three girls in the middle, and then
And Gunoff.
And Gunoff.
Sean,
yeah,
Sean,
I think
do we
it'll
need
go
to
like.
stop soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to stop
Yeah.
soon? Yeah. Okay. then we can. Then you guys will head into. Well, I'll get your marching order. What's your marching order? Give it to me again.
I'm last.
We have
Albus, Gunnulf, Kestrel, Sharp, Roz, Steve.
Steve, Roz.
Oh, really? You want?
Roz wants to be last.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Steve and Roz. Okay.
Yeah, I'm next to Sean.
And who has?
You're next to the handsome man.
Anybody have a source of light on them, or are you guys just gonna wander about down here?
Gunnulf got a million things in his bag.
Gunnulf does have a million things, and I was gonna take a look to make sure that this is a thing that I can make. Where are
Steve does let you know that his sword used to be able to glow and be its own source of light.
Thanks, Steve.
Just
He used to be so cool.
This is insightful as Sharp telling us she's a ghost.
Yeah.
It's useless.
I do not inherently have. Wait. Oh shoot. Playtest materials.
Right?
All right, so we have no source of light.
Yeah, we can just.
You could probably spend inventory points to say that you guys have a torch. I'm sure that is something that you could do.
I was
Or
going
a
to
lamp
suggest that we
or
do like
something.
the elephant thing and we all grab onto each other.
Oh yeah. And just,
I just lead with the nose.
That's what the inventory points are for. Is you spend it and you just have the thing.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So, Gun, do you got a torch? Or do you got a lamp?
Ghost lamp.
Should I have a ghost lamp?
Oh.
Just a regular lamp.
Okay, regular lamp.
Okay. And I'll remove it from my inventory points in roll 20.
How many?
Okay.
I think it's just one.
Yeah,
A
I'll say
one
just
is
one is
required.
fine.
Seems fair.
A mere light source. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll pick up with you guys exploring a little bit here after the break.
We should be good to join again around 5.